The flag bearers have gone and we prepare for 7 minutes of Australianus. Some 15 container loads came over with equipment for this special presentation.
Ville hôte des Jeux de la 27e Olympiade en l'an 2000.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to join via satellite Sydney, Australia, host of the games of the 27th Olympiad in the year 2000.
Guess we could be excused for feeling a little homesick looking at that, Gary.
Well, this is a sight the entire world will become even more familiar with, if they are not already. The silhouette of the Opera House, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the harbour itself, and look at the athletes here.
How would they be feeling now?
Gazing up at the giant screen and looking at a vision of home in the broad daylight. There, of course, the dark of night here in Atlanta.
L'Australie vous donne rendez-vous aux prochains Jeux Olympiques et vous invite à venir à Sydney à l'occasion des premiers Jeux du 3e millénaire.
And now, the people of Australia welcome you to the next Olympic Games and invite you to join them in Sydney for the first Games of the 3rd millennium.
Beginning with the unmistakable sound of the didgeridoo. What a spectacular sight with the sulphur-crested cockatoos in the foreground.
Waratahs in the background. The didgeridoo players, 12 of them, 6 from Sydney and 6 from Yirrkala in far north of Australia.
And 6 of them, Garry, for the first time ever on an aeroplane to come over here to Atlanta.
Well, it's been an experience for them, and it's an experience for everybody here.
And now the Lifesavers. They held auditions at Bondi Beach last April to pick 30 Australian Lifesavers to make the trip here to Atlanta. They had several hundred applications. These were the lucky ones.
Blue banners representing the sea and the surging surf on the Sydney coastline. Waratah, the emblem of the state of New South Wales. Sulphur-crested cockaroos, of course, and cockatoos are the most gregarious, the noisiest social birds in Australia. And I guess that's fairly representative of the kind of crowd that the Olympic Games are going to attract to Sydney in the year 2000. That's the great thing about the Games. It's the spirit of cooperation and friendliness, camaraderie. Centrepiece of this presentation, of course, representing the Indigenous people of Australia and the sights and sounds of the outback.
And here's a song we all know. The Sydney Opera House.
That's a sight we all know. It's a sight that the world knows and will know even better in 4 years from now.
Sydney says thank you, Atlanta, to the people of Atlanta, and now it is up to Sydney to carry the Olympic tradition. Carrying that tradition into the 21st century.
The dancers, by the way, are painted in authentic ochre. A hell of a bath time when they're finished, but that's what it is.
We say it's a wonderful moment for all our athletes that have been participating in these games. And what a moment for these Australians. Carla Gilbert is out there, Jonathan Crowe is out there, and didn't the Kangaroos bring a roar of approval from this 85,000 strong crowd? And it's amazing, so many people have stopped us and asked us about the games in Sydney in 2000. There really is a great anticipation about the 27th games.
Yes, get ready, Sydney. They had days here in Atlanta prior to the start of these Olympics where they had 500,000 people coming through Atlanta Airport on a daily basis. Sydney is about to be, I say about to be, in 4 years time from now, about to be inundated by a sea of humanity from all around the world to witness this. When I say this, I mean not identically this, but a totally separate spectacle for the games of the 27th Olympiad, a distinctly, uniquely Australian Olympic Games. The Sydney Organising Committee have been here in force throughout the last several weeks, observing, noting, discussing, planning ahead. Things that they can do, things that they can do differently, things that they might be able to do better. Picking up hints of things that they can do in Sydney that have been done well here, and there have been many of those.
And also picking up hints of things that could have been done better. But that is Sydney 2000. And the crowd here looking forward to it.